take projection.
Welcome everybody to Taking on Sports. I am TD. That is Greg. Greg, how you feeling?
Man, I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly. We're in the field. Should we be there? That's debatable. But the positive thing that comes out of it, we do get the possibility to get revenge on the loss that made the most aggravating loss of the season, the Oklahoma loss, because as we know, the based on stats and everything else, there's no reason we should have lost that game, which put us in the whole situation we were on Sunday, being nervous.
Of course, talking about Alabama slipping into the bracket despite a quite frankly embarrassing showing Saturday afternoon in Atlanta.
Wow.
But the committee still decides that the Tide is one of the 12 teams deserving of a playoff spot, based on their resume. Which I'm with you, where it's like, after that just ass whooping we got from Georgia, you felt like, well, it's almost like after the Oklahoma loss last year, we're like, well, this team doesn't deserve to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, you've kind of felt it. We know we're third
Yeah.
loss, and now for the now, I would have felt good. It would have been. I would have felt bad if we lost, 27. The normal Alabama Georgia game where it's nip and
Yeah.
tuck and someone wins at the end. And then I would have said, well, I think we're in no matter what, just because we gave them second time. Still gave them a game. It's hard to beat a team twice, but we're right there. I would have felt good. Considering that we look 28-7 doesn't even really tell how bad the game really was, honestly.
No, yeah, it was like from the start, you just kind of got that feeling after the first drive stalls out, and after Georgia's first score, you're like, man, this doesn't feel right. And just Alabama never really got into the game in a serious way.
No,
And it was mostly on the offense too.
it was. The the defense came out hot. Got the guy off the field pretty quick there. Then we didn't do anything with the ball, and then then they, once they score, and then the block punt.
Yeah, and it was just tough. I mean, looking at the touchdown drives that the defense gave up, only one of them started in Georgia's own territory,
Right.
and even that one started at the 40-something, so it was only a 50-yard.
So the defense had no help.
Yeah, none, and they were just gassed by the end, and
Yeah.
you can tell how desperate we were about going forward on 4th and 2, down 21-7 with like 8 minutes left in the game at your own 20, 19, 10.
And really, at that point, and we were out of it, of course, but we should have got that. Actually, I mean, it was a terrible overall, just a weird play call, and then on top of that, Ty's pass was terrible. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, that was the worst part. He had it.
He had it.
He had the,
Oh, yeah. I mean,
but
and now the question: what? Now, it's a lot of different things going on, but what's going on with Ty overall? Because overall, we've had the same offensive line the whole season. I guess there were some injuries, and I get you can't be the offensive line can't be that bad against Jordan, but it's the same offensive line that he's had all year. But yet the last month, it's like he's gotten real nervous, scared, like he hears footsteps.
just something.
He doesn't step into any throw at all. Always throwing off his back foot. Like,
Yeah, it's like you wonder if there's some injury we don't know about. Yeah, or I mean, and then there has been a lot of rotation on that offensive line all year, but
it's nothing new. It's not like but it's been there.
Yeah, and it's not. I'm about to say, and I guess their play's gone down a little bit. It seems like the last few teams have gotten a little bit more pressure, but And you wonder how much of that is Ty, how much, and Ryan Grubb and Kalen DeBoer, maybe need to help out a little bit more, but it's tough when there's no run game. But let's get back to that. Let's not bury the lead here. Of course, the big story afterwards was the college football playoff announced their brackets. Alabama got in, didn't even drop a spot, so 9th seed. They'll play at number 8, Oklahoma. So a chance at revenge there for a game that Alabama really, as we said, had no business losing the first time around. You hope that, Alabama can rediscover, that offense, the October offense.
Absolutely. Even the offense in the Oklahoma game. I mean, Ty had, 300 plus passing? He just had
a game that we racked up over 400 yards of offense. We just, 3 dumb turnovers, weird turnovers. But
at least
that was a. Go ahead.
I was just saying, at least we didn't look lifeless. I mean, we looked like a capable team.
No, that was the most Saban era loss of Kalen DeBoer's short tenure. It was one of those where we were obviously the better team that day, and it's just dumb mistakes or turnovers and just dumb luck.
Yeah.
And you're just like, then that's how those like that 2015 Ole Miss loss felt. That's how like the Johnny Manziel loss felt. Just some of those losses, you just like you're frustrated afterwards because like, what is this dumb shit? Like, there's like, why did we lose that? It's dumb. Yeah. But the big news, of course, that meant that based on Saturday's actions, of course, Duke winning the ACC.
Actually did it
in a crazy game. We'll talk about that in a minute. But so they won, which meant that James Madison, who had won the Sun Belt the night before, would be the highest or the 5th highest ranked conference champion. So they got in. James Madison, your 12 seed. They'll play at number 5 Oregon and Eugene in a first round game. Really interesting. Can the Dukes bring it against high caliber competition, or is this Oregon just going to boat race them? They're just too much talent, too good for them. No controversy there. Unless you're, one of these people that just feels that the little guys don't deserve a shot at all.
There's a lot of people
in which
like
case,
that.
There are. In which case, I'm just like, you're not a college football fan, man. Then because like college sports and college football has always been about like the crazy, the chaos, and like obviously the best of it is when you get like a Alabama, Georgia last year, Ohio State, Notre Dame, great title game. But the most fun college football involves like the weird upsets, App State over Michigan back in the day, or just like out of nowhere teams and stories like this. But we'll table that too. But obviously, so they'll play. Then you got your 11 seed Tulane, the American champ, looking good, shutting down North Texas.
They did a hell of a job shutting down North Texas.
That hell of a game plan. If you're a Florida Gator fan, you got to be happy watching that too, because John Sumrall, even leaving, I'm sure he's doing some stuff for his new team. Just really got those boys ready for a high-powered offense. Great game plan overall on both sides of the ball. They will get a rematch as well. They'll visit Oxford again in number 6 Ole Miss. Ole Miss won that game, easily. Yeah, there's some interesting choices on, who's playing who.
Yeah.
But it's just the way it is. And then the big one, the one that's caused the most discussion in these past 2 days.
Really throughout the whole thing it's been brought up the whole since I started doing the show was.
But number 7, Texas A&M host number 10, Miami. Miami at the last minute jumps Notre Dame, kind of reminiscent of that 2014 year where it was TCU in the spotlight, and then Ohio State came out of nowhere to jump TCU and Baylor.
Yeah.
And it's if you're just boiling it down to Miami versus Notre Dame, to me this is the right call. Miami won on the field, and results have to matter, no matter how good Notre Dame has played since, no matter what losses Miami has that that aren't as quote unquote impressive.
They still beat
as
Notre Dame.
as Notre Dame. They still beat them. They like as much as the powers that be and certain fans in college football always bitch about. We got to preserve the regular season. It was always the most important regular season in the game. Well, then you can't bitch about this call.
Nope.
Like this has to be the call. If you actually care about the regular season and the results that matter, and you don't want all of these awesome non-conference games to go away, then you need to respect Miami over A&M. Now, if you're saying it should have been Miami and Notre Dame and Alabama out, that's fair.
You
You know,
gotta argue.
Alabama fans would not have anything to bitch about then. I mean,
Shouldn't anyway.
There is.
I mean, really,
Yeah, shouldn't it? Yeah,
I mean, there's Alabama fans that'll always say
yeah,
that, oh, the SEC this, yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, if that's your argument, you can argue that all day and be right.
yeah. Now, if you were just looking at all three teams and trying to pick two of them from that,
Resume wise,
you know,
wins.
yeah, resume-wise, Alabama's got the best, no question. They still probably have the best win of the year in beating Georgia in Athens.
Yeah.
They had the best streak of the year in those four straight games over Georgia, Vandy, Missouri, Tennessee.
Who are ranked at the time.
Yeah, who were all ranked at the
On the road.
time, and Georgia and Vandy were on the road.
Yeah.
Or Georgia and Missouri are on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, they, if you look, one stat that I saw too that was very enlightening is everybody's talked about the struggles of the Alabama offense. We have too, and they're definitely present, and there's something said there. And they've talked about how explosive Notre Dame and Miami were down the stretch. Well, if you look at the defensive rankings of the teams Miami and Notre Dame played, it's not even close. All of Alabama's, with of course the exception of Eastern Illinois, were in the top 20s, 25. None of them that Notre Dame or Miami played were that high. They were all 40s, 50s, 70s, 80s. There was a couple. Syracuse, I believe, was like 115. Just terrible defenses that those teams were playing, and that's part of the balancing act the committee has to do. Is we have to weigh, okay, like who are you playing? How tough is it? It's not just how you look. It's not just wins and losses, and it's not just how many points you're racking up, because that's the way they have it set up. If you want it to be that way, again, you can't just be wins and losses, because then goodbye any hard scheduling. If that's the case, then Alabama might as well go independent. Just schedule Tennessee and Auburn and then 10 other cupcakes every year.
Absolutely.
You can't just base it on wins and losses. You have to have
Gotta have some quality.
some type of yeah. But so then of course your top four, Indiana, your number one seed. Who the hell ever thought you'd say that? After winning the Big Ten championship over Ohio State in a slugfest.
Most Big Ten old school.
It was. It really was a rock fight, man.
Everything you would think about old Big Ten game from the 90s, more so than what we've seen a lot from Ohio State and Indiana. Because honestly, both teams put up a lot of points. Same time, both have great defenses, and the defense is definitely won out.
Yeah. And of course, a bad chip shot miss late in the game for Ohio State.
Missed that. That was wild.
Feel bad for that kid. And just remember, folks, if you're one of these people that are threatening and sending death threats to a college kid, evaluate your life.
Evaluate your life. Like, come on.
Yeah, yeah. So Ohio State drops to number 2. They'll get the winner, Miami, Texas A&M.
Were you shocked at all that they only dropped 1? I mean,
I was. It was a tough, close game.
I guess you could say, but I thought maybe they go to 3 just because how dominant Georgia was.
Yeah, and that's what I thought. I thought that it would be like, oh, Georgia looked really good, and they have looked really good for a while now. Right. I thought they would bounce up to number 2, but which honestly I would have.
I get it.
I think. Yeah, I get it, but bracket-wise, I think it would have looked better too if Georgia would have been waiting that Texas A&M or Miami winner, 2 teams they haven't played, and then Ohio State would have been waiting that Ole Miss Tulane winner. I thought that could have been some interesting matchups there.
But for Georgia, they got to love where they're at, because based on paper, that's just kind of a cake schedule.
I was about to say, yeah, they of course, they were down, 2 scores heading into the fourth quarter against Ole Miss early in the year, but just a dominant fourth quarter. And that is really kind of what kick-started Georgia turning it on, that fourth quarter specifically,
Yeah.
because
After that,
heading into it,
machine.
that defense was not stopping anything the Rebels' offense was doing that day.
And the fourth quarter came.
In the fourth quarter came, they turned it around, and that really kick-started their season. If they don't have that fourth quarter, and they lose that game, we might not have been talking about Georgia in the playoff right now.
Yeah.
So they do that. Georgia 3, like I said, they'll get the winner of Tulane, Ole Miss. Of course, number 1, Indiana gets the winner of Alabama, Oklahoma. That's some interesting matchups there. And then Texas Tech will get the winner of JMU and Oregon. What do you think about the bracket overall? Like, anything jump out at you?
I mean, it's just weird when you have all the rematches in the first round there. I mean, not even. That's just how it kind of felt, I guess. To see both too is kind of strange. But I like that we got ours because I would like another shot. I mean, the thing with rematches is that either you redeem yourself in the biggest spot, or it really sucks because you lost so many games. The other one, I mean, I'm interested in it because really I just want to know how much effect of Lane Kiffin not being there. How much is that? Will it have that much of a negative impact on Ole Miss, or with their offensive coordinator, with Weiss coming back for the game and some of the staff and having their defensive coach? Will they miss much? I don't know. Because obviously that's what we'll see.
No, it's a fair question. Yeah, like, Charlie Weiss Jr. is coming to call plays, so at least there'll be some
I mean, they have the defensive
consistency
coordinator.
there.
I mean,
Yeah, and then obviously, Pete Golden as head coach now, but he's there as, doing his thing. So, and who knows?
Faces, but how much did Lane have that these guys may not have? Consider neither one of those guys have ever been a head coach before. I mean, that's a big. I mean, it's big at all for Pete Golden to be the head coach at all. But not only that, you're not even starting the week 1 of the 2026 season. You're starting in the biggest game in Ole Miss history.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's crazy. That is a absolutely insane first game for Pete Golden there.
Yeah. And if you lose after blowing them out, then people are like, well,
yeah, like do people all of a sudden, are they already like, oh shit, like, here we go, like this is a bad idea, or do they just say, well, do they, I bet Pete probably has a built-in almost mulligan with this one, because if you lose, and at least if the offense doesn't look great, maybe you can be like, well, this is Lane Kiffin's fault.
Yeah.
So maybe he gets that kind of out there.
Or they just do what they did the first time, which very well could happen. At the same time, I was shocked that Tulane got slaughtered like they did when they played earlier. So if they were to get slaughtered again, maybe I'm ignorant for thinking it, but I would be shocked again, because the Tulane team that I saw Friday night, I think it gives teams problems.
Absolutely. I think, they might end up a little overmatched if they got to play Georgia, but they can absolutely give this Ole Miss team a problem. A team they already know, a team that still has their full coaching staff, that's, going to be able to make adjustments from the first game, and who knows?
Yeah.
Or it just goes the same. And
yeah. I mean, which could also be the case, because I mean, it's the same players on the field, all the same coaches outside of Kiffin. So who knows?
Yeah. Who knows? And that's the nature of this.
That's the.
I thought one thing that jumped out to me was, I feel like once again number 1 seed kind of got screwed.
Indiana got road.
Obviously Alabama hasn't been lighting up lately, and Oklahoma's offense has just not been lighting it up since September. And so you say like, oh, well, Indiana's been killing folks. But, man, Oklahoma's a vicious defense if they advance. That's a real tough defense they have to play.
Yeah.
And then Alabama, we've seen them. If all of a sudden October Alabama comes back, and then it's like, oh, shit, you were getting, a team that was top 5 in the country and it looking like a national title contender.
And even at our worst, the defense hasn't looked terrible. I mean, the defense.
I was about to say, and even at that, the defense has got. We mentioned it. They gave up the 4 touchdown drives. They gave up the longest was 50-something yards. So it's not like the defense was at fault for the
Georgia
game.
was 19 yards, so it wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
It just seems terrible because they scored 28, but at the same time, 28 in today's college football is not terrible. And then considering where those drives started, could have been way worse than what it was.
Yeah, exactly. Like obviously you would have hoped that they could have turned one or at least a couple of those into field goals instead, or got a turnover. But it is what it is. But the Alabama defense has gotten better and better as years gone along.
I think so.
We've talked about it, with Kane Womack. From where we started in the first few games to where we are now. God damn, that's another fumble. This has been the sloppiest Monday Night Football game.
A lot of stuff.
What, 6 turnovers in the first half?
That was wild.
Ooh.
The fumble and then
the fumble interception, man.
The interception, the fumble, and then the fumble. Like, what's going on?
Justin Herbert just put the ball on the deck. Luckily, his lineman hustled. No, his fullback got down there and got it.
I said broken hand messing that up, I believe.
But, man, I just feel like Indiana kind of the 1 seed, like last year when Oregon got Ohio State, Tennessee winner.
Yeah.
And, if you're going to have this setup and you're going to have the conference champions and you assume that group of 5 champ is always going to be the 12 seed or so, you kind of figure that the 8 and 9 seeds are always going to be big teams, big power conference
teams.
Yeah, that are good enough to make it, and so therefore good enough to make a run. And that's kind of, you wonder if they might look at that and maybe think about a reseeding type of structure or something.
That's tough for Indiana. At the same time, Indiana could easily. At times, we've seen Indiana look really good. I mean, Indiana.
I'm about to say,
Either of those teams just the same. I mean, they've answered the bell all season, looked dominant a lot of the weeks. Had to come clutch once against Penn State, and then they beat Ohio State, a team that a lot of people didn't think they could ever beat.
Yeah, and then looked great doing it. Held that great high-scoring offense in check.
Shows you a change in 1 year. I mean, it was impressive enough that Kirk Cincinnati went to the playoff in year 1. Everybody was like, oh, they're there, but they didn't play anybody. They lost their big game. This year they go undefeated, play Ohio State, and they did a hell of a job against Ohio State. I mean, they contained most everything. I mean, this is an explosive offense, and they didn't do much of anything. What's the name? Got his yards receiving. Other than that, I mean, hardly any points given up. They look frustrated. Don't know how much it has to do with their OC going to South Florida or not, but is there a Lane Kiffin situation going on?
I don't know. Yeah, or is it just that's? I mean, obviously they're well coached.
Good.
And then credit to them for late in the game after that missed field goal, they locked it down. Gutsy, couple of gutsy play calls and long passes.
Mendoza comes clutch when this game's on the line. That man has been clutch all season. When he's needed.
But also looking at the bracket, that top half, if you will, where Indiana and Texas Tech are, it seems like it's wide open. Whereas you could kind of see anybody coming out. Maybe not JMU, but again, they're a good team. They hustle. I mean, they could go into Oregon and steal one. But that Texas Tech team the defense is really good. They probably should be talked about in the same breath as that Oklahoma D. But their offense can go kind of disappear for times. Obviously, we know about the ups and downs of Alabama and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Indiana's been like the only consistent, so it could be, you know, easy for them in a way, or it could be, once, obviously we know they've beaten Oregon, but it could also be now that they're playing some different teams. We'll see.
Yeah.
We really don't know Indiana versus teams outside the Big Ten.
Absolutely.
But so the bottom half, it kind of just, I get the feeling it's like we're getting Georgia or Ohio State out of it. I don't know.
Yeah, and they're definitely playing.
Am I-
You get the feeling if they don't
yeah.
play in the semis, how did that not happen?
Yeah, just the way they've been playing, but who knows? Miami's been playing well against
Good.
more lackluster competition, but they've been playing well. A&M, we have questions about them now after Texas was probably the biggest game they played since Notre Dame earlier in the season, and
Oh,
they
but
didn't look
I
too
would
good.
love to see the Miami Georgia game. Oh, I
Yeah,
want to see that so
Carson
bad.
Beck against his old team.
Oh, I want
Yeah,
to see that so badly. Oh,
I think I'd like to see that too. Yeah,
that would just be great.
I'd like to see that. I think that'd be a good show.
Absolutely, good
But
storylines.
yeah, we'll preview the games more next week since we won't have as much recapping to talk about.
Yeah.
But we'll give some more in-depth previews. But yeah, so of course the team with the biggest gripe is Notre Dame, and understandably, they've looked great. Jeremiah Love is one of the Heisman finalists.
Yeah.
This is a team that's 2 losses early to start the season, but against Miami and A&M, 2 playoff teams playing each other.
Yeah.
And close losses, so it's not like
On
they
both
ever
of 'em.
embarrassed themselves.
Right.
But again, their best win of the year is USC.
USC and Pitt.
And
The two best ones.
yeah, and those are okay teams, solid teams. USC is a solid team, but they're not, they're not
world beaters.
2005 USC.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Pitt, is kind of folded anytime big chance they got. Like, they beat Georgia Tech, but then they
got slaughtered by Miami.
they slaughtered by Notre Dame after the coach pretty much said they didn't give a shit about the game. So, so understand the gripes. I get it. However, the response from Notre Dame fans and Notre Dame's AD and administration and the team as a whole has been pretty embarrassing, man. It's been petulant, if we're being honest.
The AD especially. The AD shocked the hell out of me. I get fans. Fans are gonna say anything. I've said some crazy shit after Alabama lost. I can't. Like it's been time when like when we lost LSU and Tennessee that year. I don't give a shit about this Sugar Bowl against Kansas State. We shouldn't even go. Of course, I knew we were going. Of course, I'm gonna watch the game. I'm gonna cheer just the same. But you feel that way. But we have higher ups who actually are the decision makers acting like fans on message boards. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
It just and look, it's just look. Iowa State opted out of the game. You understand that they got a new coach and staff coming in. They just lost Matt Campbell to Penn State.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
They got Jimmy Rogers from Washington State. There's a lot going on. Okay, you get it. I think there was another Big 12 team that opted out too. I
Kansas
just
State
can't
did
think.
too. Same thing. I mean,
Kansas State, yeah, same
their
thing. New
their
coaching staff coming in.
retires.
Yeah.
Their new head coach is the offensive coordinator at A&M, so he's staying through the playoff. And Klein, Colin Klein. I mean, there's a lot going on there too. So
Yeah, that kind of thing you get. You get when Marshall opted out last year because they lost all their damn players in the portal.
Yeah.
But for a team to just do this as some sort of protest, it just it reeks, man. And look, I'm not going to put up this big stink about it. But yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
And then on top of that, then the committee basically puts in, oh, by the way, if you guys are top 12 next year, you're in the playoff no matter what. What?
And I had that in my notes. I was going to get to that. So the
What?
AD comes
What
out.
are we
The
doing?
AD comes out. Yeah, rips the ACC. Says permanent damage is done to their business relationship. Of course,
But
Notre Dame and the ACC have a scheduling contract together. Yeah, they play so many
in the
teams a
ACC
year.
and every other conference. And honestly, the ACC did them a hell of a favor in 2020 to let them be part of the conference. which
No,
allowed
yeah, exactly.
Notre Dame to
For
get into the playoff, and we beat them.
allowed them to have a season. If they
Yeah,
didn't get
allowed them
into
to
a
have a
conference, they're
season.
not
Yeah,
playing that season.
right.
So they
So,
allowed them to get in their playoff to get their ass whooped by Alabama.
yeah, but
They do this game. They're in the conference and every other thing. For
yeah,
them to come out and him say this, oh, it's damaged the relationship because why? Because they made some tweets hyping up Miami.
The ACC wanted their team to get into the thing. You guys aren't splitting
Exactly.
your Notre Dame money with the ACC. That's why you're independent in
Yeah.
football. Why
Yeah,
the
you're
hell
not
does the
giving any of
ACC
that
care about
NBC.
that?
Yeah, you're not giving any of that NBC TV contract to them.
Yeah.
It's
Why would the
bullshit. It's
ACC care
such
about you in football?
petulant. It's so petulant. If you want, look, if that's your problem, join the fucking conference. Join the ACC full time. Hell, join the Big Ten. They just take everybody now. Finally, do that shit,
At least
Or
there's a version
keep
of
your
what
independence.
Big Ten is.
Yeah. Or, go back to the Big East and all the other sports and then stay independent football and schedule random teams again,
Yeah.
You can get out there. You can schedule your teams.
Yeah. People play Notre Dame.
People play. Hell, you went to Fayetteville this year. You played A&M home and home. Like,
Yeah.
you're playing Miami. Like, the
People.
teams will schedule you.
Yeah.
And of course, you can always load up on cupcakes. They'll take that paycheck.
I mean, they've done that as well.
I'm about to say, done that. Yeah, that's what they did before. They can do it again. But that kind of shit, and then that contract is just for you to come out and talk about this when you have a deal with the committee that says starting next year, if you're just ranked in the top 12, you're automatically in the
What
playoff,
is that?
which means at some point you're going to do this to another team, except you're not going to have a valid argument other than the contract says so.
Yeah.
That is the biggest bullshit I've ever heard. Like, that is some Notre Dame ass. Like, that is, man, it will never happen, but because, Notre Dame is part of the fabric of college football. But goddamn, I would love for all the other conferences to just tell them to go fuck off. And here goes Saquon.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Like,
If
what?
they're going to be like that, yeah.
And the fact that the whole thing with the committee there, that they have a agreement that, hey, next year you're in if you're in the top 12. Wild as hell. First of all, you're not in any conference. You have no set requirements of what makes a good season for you. You have no one to go up against as far as, everybody else has tiebreakers and other things they have to accomplish, even if they only have like one loss. It could be a couple one loss. I just saw in the SEC. I mean, there was a boatload of teams with one loss. Like, and there's certain things you have to do. So, yeah, for them to automatically be in if you're a top 12 is wild. And then on top of that, the ACC part was the wildest part. Because, first of all, the ACC, like, I doubt that any other sport for Notre Dame really brings in much money. So it's not like they're doing the ACC a boatload of favor. Because, yes, at times Notre Dame basketball has been decent. It's been a while. Mike Bray's gone. Like, we know the other sports really don't bring in money. So what they act like they're doing the ACC such a big favor. The ACC and all the other sports would be fine without Notre Dame. Like, trust me.
Yeah. They probably get, they get a little bit more money playing Notre Dame in football. Sure. They can replace that. They can go, they can get other big name teams to schedule their cupcake, the bottom of the conference,
Right.
which is really, I mean, who Notre Dame play this year? They didn't play Miami, or they played Miami, but other than that, they didn't play Florida State or Clemson, either of the other big names.
They deal with Clemson now for like a 12-year thing or something. Which is
Yeah.
There's something going on with Clemson. I don't know the exacts of it coming up. Yeah, but they didn't play the top of the top in the ACC, even though the top of the ACC wasn't necessarily the top that we thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But still, yeah, they didn't. It's not like they done so much to help the ACC. If anything, the ACC's helped them out.
Like we said, this is a conference that extended an offer, let you play in 2020 when you wouldn't have had a season if they didn't.
Now, what they
So
should
for
have done
yeah,
is be like, hey, if you want to play football this year, you need to become a permanent member of the ACC, or you're just not going to have a football season.
yeah, and it's not like they went out and did this huge hit job on Notre Dame. It's not
No,
like they were
so
out calling them
please,
bad team. They were just saying like, "Hey, our team Miami
our
beat this
team
other team." Yeah.
is actually in the conference that
Yeah.
everybody get some of this. The ACC actually benefits from them being in the playoff. Yes, we want them in the playoff over a team that's not part of our conference for football, and their
Yeah.
football has not doesn't benefit us in any way. For
Exactly. And that's like when I've seen some people out there were like, "Well, the ACC should have been capping for both
why?
Miami and Notre Dame. Why? You think if Notre Dame won the national title that they would give some of that money to the ACC? No.
They don't
No,
want
they wouldn't.
ACC patches. That
Yeah, exactly. There's no ACC logo on their field, on their helmet, on their patches. Yeah, on the patches. There is
NBC
nothing.
deal is strictly with Notre Dame. There's no ACC anything on that at all.
Yeah, so that's yeah, that
Absolutely
whole thing just
ridiculous.
yeah, you're crybabies. And look, this is just entitlement. And saying that as an Alabama fan, I get it. I get there's some hypocrisy there.
But guess what?
We've done it.
But guess
But
what?
guess what? Yeah, go ahead.
Guess how many people cared about when Alabama may have been screwed, or if we had, let's say we roles reversed. Let's say let's just say complete reversal of the thing. Notre Dame has 3 losses for some reason, and we had 2, and they put them in over us. You think anybody in America outside of Alabama fans is Alabama?
Nope.
Not a person.
Not nobody feels bad. Would feel bad for Alabama. Nobody
No,
feels bad for Notre Dame. Like,
no.
and to
They've
quote
gone over.
people,
They've gone over for decades.
yeah, to quote people, talking Alabama last year or something like that, should have won. Yeah, you should have beat either Miami or Texas A&M, and then you wouldn't have this
Yep.
problem, would you?
You win one of those
You should
games.
have. Yeah.
The biggest part of your season is you lost to 2 quality opponents. Quality losses should not mean that much. I get like there's different levels of losses, but your biggest argument would be we really played good against Texas A&M. We really played it good against Notre Dame. I mean, excuse me, Miami. What? Okay,
Yeah,
congrats.
there has been
Loss of
too
loss.
much
0
talk.
and 2.
Yeah. In general, there has been too much talk with people talking about who you lose to versus, oh, well, we forgot about week 1. And no, we didn't. Nobody forgot about Florida State beating the shit out of Alabama either. Like,
Because that
they
was
just realized,
Alabama
like,
didn't make it.
exactly, yeah.
And
Uh,
frankly, I thought that was, that really, I thought that was going to be our downfall. Is they're going to be like, hey, I thought the committee was going to be a smart ass and be like, well, we didn't drop Alabama because they lost in the SEC championship game. We're going back
yeah.
and looking at week 1. And we've looked in with, for Florida State's done since, and they won by 2 touchdowns. I thought, man, that's going to come back and haunt the hell out of us.
And that's what I thought. I thought Notre Dame was going to get in, and I thought Miami was going to sneak in, and they would have been like, well, we compared the teams, and the one common opponent they had, Florida State beat Alabama, but Miami beat the hell out of Florida State.
Yeah. And then Notre
I
Dame,
thought that was going to be it.
yeah.
But yeah, there's just too much people weigh losses. Not that they shouldn't matter; they obviously are part of the equation. But you have to look at wins first. If you're not looking at wins first,
Absolutely.
what the
What are
fuck is
we
the
playing
problem?
games for?
Exactly. Like why?
Why do we play the
It's the
game
same
of
reason.
butter?
Yeah, it's the same thing I think about people who are like, this isn't about finding the teams that deserve it. It's about finding the best teams. I'm like, well, it needs to be about who deserves it. Because yeah, exactly. Like if you're allegedly one of the best teams and you lose 4 games or
They're
3,
not one of the
whatever,
best.
then
They're not one of the best teams necessarily.
yeah, you're not one of the best teams. And again, all these arguments could apply to Alabama. We are not saying that
No,
like these don't,
because if
but
you go
it
look
is what it
at
is.
my
Yeah.
Facebook, I always do my own little rankings. I had us out after Saturday, and I
Yeah,
felt
I
bad.
saw
It
that. Yeah.
sucked, but I didn't think that based on Saturday that we looked like a team that should be in the playoff. Because I didn't want to see that again in 2 weeks.
No,
Honestly,
yeah, exactly. And it was the one. It was all week. Everybody saying after the rankings came out Tuesday, everybody saying that the one thing that Alabama can do to fall out is get blown out. And you're like, well, that probably won't happen. Alabama, Georgia always play tight.
yeah.
It's never,
And we got that.
you
We
know,
got the blowout. I don't
yeah,
know. What
and
hell?
we did. But
But luckily, the committee group was
Alabama's,
fine.
yeah,
That saved us.
yep. But Alabama's in because they won their biggest games of the season. They
Right.
beat Georgia in Athens.
The end of
They
September and
had that.
October run was
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, they beat Vanderbilt, a team that a lot of people were like, well, Vanderbilt should deserve a spot. It's like, well, Alabama beat them, so
But
doesn't
there
need
you
to be
go.
at their expense. They,
Really,
they
Vanderbilt has
their
the
law.
same problem as Notre Dame.
Yeah,
Their two biggest games is
they're,
their two quality losses to Texas and Alabama.
yeah, they
It's
don't
like
have.
should have been they came back against Texas. They were getting
Yeah,
slaughtered.
they were getting the hell beat out of them. They made a good effort to make
Yeah,
that game look good,
right.
but
And our
um,
game was a back and forth a little, and then we kind of pulled away. But yeah, your two biggest games you lost.
and honestly, the Alabama game, I think it was a bigger whooping than the score indicated
Yeah,
because Alabama had to settle for quite a few
right.
3 field goals in that one.
Yep.
I think you turn one or even 1, 2 of those into
That's
touchdowns and it's a
common.
blowout. But
Right.
even before that late run we had,
Exactly.
but and so yeah, I get it. Notre Dame fans, you can be mad about not being in a playoff, but it's your own fault. Like you just didn't win the two biggest games. Yeah, you didn't even win one of them. And
Because
at the end of the day, yeah.
if anybody, now I get they were 7-5. If anybody has a gripe, it's Duke.
Mm,
They didn't make yes 7-5 questionable, but they didn't make the tiebreakers. Duke didn't decide that. They still won the Power Four conference. If anybody should be upset, it should be them. Honestly,
mm-hmm.
I mean, if we're going by just and everybody knew they weren't getting in after they won based on what had happened, on Friday. But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
based upon what they did do, I mean, they did have 7 Power 5 wins. They won the ACC, a Power 4 conference championship.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they checked all the boxes technically of what you
Yeah.
expect to get from a champion. I mean, so
And
based
yeah,
on that
so
alone, they could be just as upset if you think
I bet
about
say I'll tell you what though, it tells me is I would be willing to bet decent money that the ACC is going to change their tiebreaker
it.
scenario
Oh,
this offseason
absolutely, because there
so
should
they can
be
use
no
the
way
rankings.
for them.
And yeah, because if there's a way they could have figured out to get Miami in that game instead, then all of a sudden you don't have to worry. You know that the winner is going to
Yeah, the
be in
winner.
the playoff. Uh,
Or if SMU hadn't choked the week before
yeah.
against
Uh,
Brown,
ooh,
you're still
bad
getting
face
your
mask there.
team in. I would think.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. So now you got to think about what this means going forward because you imagine there's going to be changes. At probably they've already announced that there's an extension on the deadline to make changes for
Yeah.
the new contract starting next year. So that'll look. So there's a lot of talk. Everyone thinks that conference championship games are going to go away. I don't agree with that. They make too much money for these
They do
conferences.
make a lot of money. It's still
Yeah.
important. Now, that's one thing they did do is with getting Alabama in, it kept the conference championship game important because Alabama entered the week as a team that was in the playoff.
Mm-hmm.
They lost the championship game. If they had dropped out, and the teams that hadn't played that week, next year, people in the SEC are not playing in that game.
I about to say, yeah. Then you open up the idea where coaches are going to be like, "Well, I don't want to play in that game if a loss, is a
Yep.
difference." And
Yeah.
I get people that saying, "Well, it's a game, everything should matter," but that'd be like a team who was on like the the two line in the NCAA tournament. They look like they're a solid 2 seed,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden they get upset in the first round of their conference tournament, and then all of a sudden the committee's like, actually, nah, we don't think they're a big dance team at all.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
I don't, like I said, I think there's too much money in it. What I think will happen is they'll probably just expand it. They'll probably go to 16. Because if you expand to 16, that would Notre Dame's in, and probably who else would be in? I guess BYU, Texas,
BYU
Vandy,
gets in,
maybe
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 Texas.
Duke. Yeah, maybe Duke sneaks in or something. I don't know. I think more than anything, I honestly think that before that they get rid of conference championship games, they would just get rid of the conference championship tie-in,
Yeah.
the auto bid, which I don't want to see them do. I've said it long before, but I'm always in favor of giving if you're in the FBS and you play in a conference, you win the conference, it should be like basketball. You should get an auto bid
For something.
into the tournament, and then you should have the best teams that didn't win get in as at larges, and whether I think that it goes to 16. They probably do it this off season. If we're being honest, I think that they expand right now so they don't have to worry about this shit. They expand because they're already getting negative backlash over this Notre Dame deal. Because you can't keep that at 12, have Notre Dame be ranked 12th, and then because of the auto bids, all of a sudden Notre Dame takes the place of, who say the person in 10th or 9th that, was ranked higher. That'd be bullshit.
It would.
So I think they probably just expand to 16.
But what does that
They
do?
won't.
But I just want to know,
Yeah.
where do they get at that point, how they get to 16 teams?
I think they probably just keep the 5 auto bids and then go up to 11. Yeah, 11 at larges, which is dumb, but they won't ever go to.
I'd rather see 10 conference champions and 6 at larges myself.
I'd love to see it.
And I don't care.
Do it, and people could say, people say, Western Michigan. Yeah, go ahead.
We're saying the same thing.
Yeah, I don't care about Western Michigan. What? Well, who cares? Like, they won. They did what they're supposed to do. They went out and won their conference.
Oh, man.
So technically, they should get a seat at the table. Are they going to lose?
Probably
99% of the time. Yeah, who cares? That's college football. That again, that's the beauty of it. It's the small guys mean as much as the big guys sometimes, and
everybody loses.
Also,
also
if you only. Yeah, also, if you only have 6 at-larges, then you're taking the best of the best that didn't win their conference, and that you're getting your premier team. So you're getting teams that were really good, elite even, just didn't win their conference, and then you're getting teams who did win their conference. And what else should happen is that they should, conferences are too big.
Oregon's and you're still going to get your Oregons, and you're still going to get your OU.
Ole Miss. Yeah.
Ohio State.
Yeah, exactly. Ohio State. And that, Alabama would probably be out of that. But again, we wouldn't have an argument. We'd be like, well, that Florida State game came back to bite us in the ass.
Yeah. Don't lose to Florida State, or B, don't get blown out by Georgia.
Yeah. But so I don't see conference title games going away. I don't see them giving every conference champion a bid either, unless the only way I see that is if they do expand to like 24 teams and they do what the FCS does, which is, they have the conference champions and then a ton of at-larges. I just don't want to see 20. We don't need a 24-team tournament. We don't need 12, if we're being honest. But
no, we don't. But the thing with that is, the season is already stretched out long enough. Once we get into mid-January, you're going up against the NFL head-to-head. It's already bad enough. You don't want to do that because the NFL doesn't give a shit about them. Now I'm playing on Saturdays past Christmas. They're just gonna have, they're just gonna have Saturday games. And as we saw last year, they put their best matchups of a head-to-head with the playoff.
Yeah.
On paper,
so
put all the big matchups on Saturday against the playoff games. I'm like, geez, Louise.
Yeah, it's
But then, if you do move this, even moving to 16, you're adding weeks. Like, you either have to move the season up, or you continue on later and to go direct with a division round of the playoffs. And we love
Yeah, I think.
ourselves more, but obviously America still doesn't because we know
Yeah.
what the number one sport is. So
Uh, yeah, like if you go to 16, then you have to start playing this weekend. You can't give Army Navy by itself. You
right,
gotta start playing those games this weekend.
you got to figure something
Yeah,
out. You got to have
yeah, and
something
they'll either
right away.
yeah, you could start the season early, get rid of that dumb week 0, and just make that week 1. Or you could do what they'll never do, but what I think they could do, which was get rid of that 12th regular season game, go back to 11 regular season games, and then you have all these.
That would never happen.
No, they're not taking games away.
Yeah.
What I think, because the little guys are always the one to get hurt, is I think the auto bids are going away, and it's just going to be tough again for like a Tulane to sneak into the
Yeah.
top 16. They're going to have to
That's
really, yeah.
that's what they're gonna. That's what's gonna suck is that's the biggest thing we're gonna get out of this because even like the talking heads and like obviously Notre Dame in Texas and everybody's better than Tulane um and excuse me and James Madison. So Travis
Yeah.
they're not they're in over they would beat them, but I like it. I of course 90-some% of the time you're not gonna get it, but that one upset that's gonna happen at some point, you're gonna remember that for the rest of your life.
It's going to be one of those like, oh, I remember watching that game moments.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be the Boise and OU, but with a lot more meaning. And
Yeah. I
that's what
mean,
was
yeah.
up with that game. I mean, it was a
Yeah. If it
it
were
was a
me,
great meaning for Boise, but of course it was just it wasn't for the national, to move on to the next round for a national title or anything. But everybody remembers that
no.
special game.
Oh yeah, you remember that. You remember App State over
Yeah,
Michigan because of that. You
absolutely,
remember the big time upsets, and you
absolutely,
remember watching UMBC, upset Virginia.
right,
Yeah. I mean, yeah. For me, that's what I'd do. I'd go to 16. I'd give every conference champ a bid, and then take the best
absolutely.
of the best for at larges,
Yep,
and then I'd honestly, I'd shrink these conferences. I'd get the Pac-12 back to being the Pac-12.
yep,
And I'd even consider like bringing back one or two more. Like bring back the Big East. We've talked about that a lot.
yeah.
And then, I mean, honestly, if we're getting extreme, I might even go back as far as to say bring back like the Big Eight and SWC. But I do like the Big 12. But
Yeah, I mean the Big 12 is kind of the hodgepodge of the SWC and the Big Eight kind of thrown together
yeah,
still in a sense.
yeah.
Though some
But I
people
mean, I
switch
just
around, but
do not think conferences do not need to be bigger than like 12 teams to
no,
me.
it's ridiculous.
Maybe 14, but bring back divisions or something, a clear way
It's wild.
to find a clear champion, because all of these, there's going to be too many situations where we have like a 3-4 way tie with teams like all 7-1, and they didn't all play each other.
Right.
One of them, it'll be like A&M and the SEC this year, where they didn't play any of the other teams they were tied with, which is ridiculous.
Crazy.
Ole Miss only played one of them.
Yeah,
Georgia played two of them. Alabama played one of them.
yeah.
Like, it's
And
dumb.
that's the
It's
danger of having where we're at and not having divisions as well. I mean, in the sense that
yeah,
kind of helped it a little bit in the past, even though divisions are kind of dumb depending on the year. So I
yeah.
mean, there's a lot, but yeah, I mean, but the thing that I worry about is anytime somebody doesn't get the weight, then they're gonna be, oh, we need to expand it, we need to make it bigger. No, at some point
Yeah,
there has to be a set number, and they have to agree we're never going to go above this number. I think 12
yeah.
is where we should stay. Now, of course, I don't think that's going to happen. They're going eventually.
No.
If we move again and we get to 16, can we leave it at 16 for a decade, 2 decades, something? So there's some structure in place. It's not going to just change because people were crying.
And because can we at some point, if some team is like, well, we deserve to get in,
Shut
they're
up.
sitting there at 17, you could be
Win.
like, look, you're 17th. Shut up.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Like the,
win.
like
Yeah,
the NCAA
yeah,
tournament. Oh, we were the 70th team. Oh, no. You're the 70th
yeah,
team. Shut up.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, odds are you're not making a run to
Right.
the Final Four.
Exactly.
Sometimes, sure, but odds are nah.
But in college football, if you're one of the best teams, like you swear you are, then you would make the thing yourself. Because what we do a lot is we don't necessarily even think they're the best team, but they have a name behind them. Like people were rallying for Texas after they beat A&M. Why? Because of the name Texas. Even Alabama. No other three-loss team. I admit it. No other three-loss team is coming in and getting that spot. But we have a history. We're Alabama,
But yeah,
so we're going to get the
and yeah,
benefit
there
of
were
the doubt.
exactly, and there were Alabama fans last year who were arguing for. Or we weren't one of them. We did not think Alabama was a playoff team last year at all.
The loss to Norman
if
was
they
so pissed me off so
embarrassing, yeah,
bad.
that
Like we didn't have an argument.
no, we didn't. I mean, if the Alabama from the first half of the Georgia game last year showed up, then yeah, that was the best I saw maybe anybody play all year. It was that first half against Georgia. But
And then if anything, everybody was like, "Well, the president was set last year whenever they let SMU into the thing." What everybody forgets, and that precedence helped us and it helped us in the long run. That only got SMU to their second loss. So
yeah,
technically, the committee could have been like, "Well, there's no precedent set because that was only their second loss of the season, and we weren't going to have them drop below a three-loss team."
yeah,
And everybody was like, "Well,
yeah,
Alabama should be in because they lost in their conference championship game." But at the same time, we lost. That was our third loss, and there's other two lost teams looking like, well. So
yeah.
it's the
It's
same in a sense,
look,
but it's different because it's just because the amount of losses.
yeah, and at the end of the day, we're talking about like the last team to get in, and
Yeah.
there comes a point where, like you said, you got to be like, oh well, man, like. We're not arguing over
A
it's
really
one
great
thing in the
football
four.
team
It's
should.
one thing in the 4-team playoff. Yeah, it's one thing in the 4-team playoff when you're like, hey man, this number 5 team they could beat these other 4 teams.
And honestly,
Uh,
I would this year. I wouldn't even mind if it had been just a 14 playoff. If we had Indiana, Georgia, Ohio State, and Texas Tech, that's a hell of a 14
yeah,
playoff.
yeah, exactly. Because when you look outside of it, Oregon's like, what about us? Well, hey, you lost to Indiana already, so we know that. Ole Miss, well, hey, you lost to Georgia. We know how that goes.
Yep.
Numbers, who's number 7? A&M. It's like that'd be the one team that maybe could have
Right.
a legit
But
gripe, because I do think I think they have a gripe that they could probably be ranked ahead of Ole Miss, and they maybe could even be at 5th because they Texas whooped them kind of, but that was their first loss all year, and they were kind of working folks all year, so
yeah,
that was a
and
harsh drop for
it was
them.
a roll game. So,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying that would have been a hell of a 14 playoff, and really, there's no argument that really makes. I mean, you could have arguments, like you said, but one that you can really stand behind, not really. I mean, that'd be your 4 best teams,
Yeah, yeah,
all conference
but
champions. Well,
yeah,
outside of Ohio
and
State, but
then of course I've seen my favorite. Just God, it is to me is just the dumbest argument from college football fans I've seen in the past however many years. But we should have never left the BCS crowd. Like, shut up, man. No. Look, the problem with the BCS was that you can't have computers decide who's playing for the title. The whole point of the playoff was to be like, let's decide it on the field. Let's not let
you can
computers.
combine the two.
And that's what we've said it before. To me, I don't understand why they didn't from the start just do it like basketball. We have, hey, we're going to keep the BCS rankings, maybe make a tweak or two, call them something different, whatever, and then we're going to have a committee to sort it out at the end of the season. They'll sit down, they'll look at the rankings.
Pick the 12 teams, and then after that, they'll spit out the 12 teams, and then we'll put the matchups together.
Or even not even that. To me, like we'll look at the rankings as a guide, and then
Go from there.
The
Yeah.
committee
Go
will
from there.
the committee will be here for things like, say, if Notre Dame was 12th and Miami was 13th, the committee will be there for things like, well,
Right.
hey, Miami beat Notre Dame head to head, so we got to give them the edge, and they're in, and Notre Dame's out. That's why you have the committee, but you do the rankings so you have a concrete something there to be like, hey, this team looks like this. I mean, now
Absolutely.
oddly enough, I think you can find people have used the BCS formula, and it looks pretty similar to what we got anyway. But saying that, I do think it's funny. Kirk Herbstreit mentioned it. I was surprised, and I've heard a couple of people repeat it. But he called it, basically said that the weekly rankings are dumb, and I
Yeah, I've
do
heard a
think
couple
that
of people say that. They should get away with it.
yeah,
Josh
and
Payton.
I've said that for.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and I think we said it. I know I've said it for a while. I've thought it's always thought it was dumb to have a weekly ranking show because of things like this. You're gonna Notre
Put
Dame
you on a
fans
certain
now. If
box that you then, when it changes, you're like, well,
Mhm.
last week. If you don't have that
Exactly,
every
yeah,
week, then you
yeah,
can. Then you
yeah. Now, if there had been no weekly rankings and this came out, Notre Dame was snubbed, their fans wouldn't. They'd be upset, but they probably would be more like, "Ah, well, shit, man, we lost to Miami. What can we
they've
say?"
seen themselves in the playoff for how many weeks now?
Yeah,
'Cause,
or even honestly, if if they didn't have to do weekly rankings, Alabama probably gets left out.
yeah,
Because the committee could be like, well, as a whole, they got blown out when they played this elite competition,
yep,
and then they lost to a bad team to open the year, and
yep,
it was just tough for us to blah blah blah.
absolutely.
I think of course, one of the big problems the committee had is Hunter Yurachek is just not the right guy to be their spokesman. He just
Because the other dude was the damn spokesman before, and then the Baylor dude, and he had a whole bunch of
yeah
issues come up because he's
yeah yeah. But I think I do think that they do eventually do away with the weekly rankings, or at least maybe do something like basketball does, where they give you like a preview, and then they go back away, and then they come
I
back for
would say that
Selection
I would
Sunday.
just say let's go about the old school like with the thing. You didn't know. I mean, you had a kind of. I mean, they could. I mean, they could still like what's his name does his bracketology every week.
Joe Lenardi, yeah.
Yeah, and it's pretty accurate, and it gives you an idea of what kind of to expect. But it's not official.
No.
I mean, they
Yeah,
could. I mean, they could have all these talk. They could still have a Tuesday night show. Everybody can do their own little bracket thing, or their little apology, and they could do their. I mean, yeah, let's do that. Let's Greg McElroy can say these are my 12 teams. Reese can say these are my 12 teams. However they want to do that, cool. It still makes for an interesting show, and they can argue back and forth.
and they could, if they have the computer rankings, they could reveal them every week, and then the pundits can
Yeah,
sit
talk
there and be
about
like, well, yeah, I like that, but I would actually have this team in, and
it.
like you said,
And
like
then the committee makes one decision at the end of the season.
yeah, exactly. And the committee
'Cause-
comes out, and then they can explain their decision making. They could be like,
exactly.
well, we know the ranking said this, but we believe this.
Yeah. And then they don't have to worry about week. Last week we said this, and now we dug ourselves in a hole. But hey, we're switching it up anyway because of this.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, if we have that same situation, and they haven't talked every week and looked dumb every week on the TV, defending Notre Dame and then pushing them out, and we don't know exactly how they're feeling about it, but we know head to head should matter. And then the very last second, like, oh, Miami's in because they beat Notre Dame. Who's going to
Yeah,
argue about it?
exactly. Yeah, but it's just the changes are
Or
coming. Probably expansion.
yeah,
It's for sure. And
it's
then,
going to
like
go
you said,
expansion, and it's going to get rid of the little guy. That's
yeah,
and I think they're going to
it's
go
dumb.
get. They're going to get rid of that top five conferences. Get a bid. I think.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, I think they're going to. I think they're
just go with the
probably going to.
top 16 teams. Yeah,
Yeah, we're just going to kill unless they have an undefeated season and knock off somebody. Yeah, it's going to kill.
yeah.
And then people aren't going to play those teams either.
No, yeah, and people are going to stop playing. Yeah, the
The
bracket
Tulanes of the
busters.
world or the James
Exactly.
Madison. No one's
Yeah.
going to play them.
Yeah, so that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think that's the way it's going. But we'll see. That's for later. That's for February and the like.
Yeah.
Like I said, we'll preview the games next week. We'll take a closer look at
Yeah,
them.
we kind of a light,
Yeah, yeah,
Army Navy
you know
and a preview and college basketball.
that.
But
Yeah. But looking back at this week, of course, Conference USA title, Kennesaw State came back to beat Jacksonville State, an
great
exciting
game.
one. Yeah, great game. James Madison, Troy gave them more of a game than everyone thought.
They
Troy
did.
fought hard
They
in
were
that one.
there. They were there for a while, right with them. James Madison kind of pulled
Yeah,
away at the end there, but they covered the point
yeah.
spread. Yeah,
We mentioned Tulane, a great game plan to shut down North Texas.
awesome.
Great win in New Orleans for them. Boise State got their starting quarterback, Maddox Matson, back, and they looked really good
They
against
looked good.
UNLV.
They did look good.
Yeah,
You have to wonder if he
yeah.
had been healthy all year, maybe and started.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? We
Yeah.
saw them get out USF, and that kind of hurt their whole season.
Yeah, that kind of really submarined them.
Yeah.
On Saturday, of course, the lead off was Texas Tech once again beating up on BYU.
Wow. Kind of.
I know they're go ahead.
I was kind of shocked by that a little. I thought,
Ye-
Kalani Satai, they were in it for a little bit, but they just couldn't score. Like they
Yeah, and just kept
missed the
turning the ball
field
over.
goal, and
Yeah.
but their defense was hanging in there for a little bit, but they just weren't doing anything with the ball. And,
Yeah, it was tough, but yeah, Texas Tech. Congrats to them. It was like their first conference title in forever.
yeah,
Definitely their first Big 12 title,
Big
but
12 title.
I think it had been a
So
minute since they'd won the
50s. I think
SWC
it had
too.
been. I thought they said the 50s
I think so. Yeah, I think it was
by
way back.
themselves anyway. Because I remember when I was a kid in Texas. One time it was a weird year. I think A&M was on probation or something in the mid '90s, so they didn't get to go. They would have probably been the. So there was like a four-way tie for the Southwest Conference. But Texas Tech got to go because they were the longest out from having been in the Cotton Bowl, and USC like
Huh.
beat the hell out of them.
Yeah, man, because Tech was not. I didn't even know who Tech was before. What's his name? Mike Leach got there. And just started getting them quarterbacks,
Yeah,
B.J. Simons, and
yeah.
them slinging it.
I mean, I knew who they were before that only because of having grown up in Texas. And really, what's his name was kind of an underrated coach. Sonny Dykes' dad, Spike Dykes. He would always
Yeah.
have a 7-4, 8. Well, yeah, 8-3, 7-4 Texas Tech team. He never had a losing season, but they always had a couple losses. But it was always that one weird game in Lubbock that you didn't want to go if you were a good team.
Yeah, strange things happened. The MAC title, Western Michigan got revenge on Miami, Ohio for a loss earlier in the year. They got themselves the MAC title.
Absolutely.
Of course, we know the SEC talked about that, just all Georgia all day.
And then the
Big Ten, we talked about the great game there, Ohio State, Indiana. Indiana pulling it out late. And then the ACC game, man, that was a thriller.
It lived up to all the hype and set the chaos up.
Back chaos. Looked like Duke had it late. Virginia goes like 90 some yards in like a minute.
Yeah.
Gets a great pass
Touchdown
it was
and catch.
It was also weird though because the guy went out of bounds, and did they ever actually announce like why they didn't flag him for it?
The announcers said it. They said he got pushed out. He said, "Oh, he threw his hat down." And then,
and they kept saying, but then it just seemed like nothing ever came of it. But yeah, Duke wins. Good for them. Tough loss for Virginia. They would have been in the playoff with the win.
Now the interesting
but it was
thing is this: if Virginia had won, and the ACC has a team in automatically, do you think the committee lets Miami jump Notre Dame, or was Miami more? And they felt they had to. They didn't. They thought not having a Power Four conference team was worse than not having Notre Dame in.
I don't know. That's a very legitimate question. Very interesting.
because I think that brings up a lot of problems as well. Because many Notre Dame fans are pissed off. Imagine a whole Power Four conference being left out
Mm-hmm.
completely.
Certainly would be interesting.
But I just wonder. I was just wondering if Virginia wins that game, does Miami not get into the playoff because they got the ACC team? We don't need a second one necessarily.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to see. Yeah, for sure. Um, Heisman finalists, they announced them today: Diego Pavia, Fernando Mendoza, Jeremiah Love, and Julian Sand. That's in a year when no one really separated themselves. That's probably as good as a 4 you can ask for.
Yeah, you would have to think Mendoza's. I think he's like minus 1,000. So I mean, it's pretty much seems like a
Yeah, I
lot.
think it's pretty much a lock. I have been hearing a lot of pardon the pun, but love for Jeremiah Love lately. But I just don't think his stats are there,
No,
which is tough, because his what's the other guy? Damn, whose name I'm blanking on right now. It's tough when you have another running back who'd probably start at most every
all
other school
right,
in the country.
absolutely, they have that tandem. Me personally, and I get a lot of people don't like him right now. I mean, he's a
Mm-hmm.
polarizing dude. Personally, I think Diego Pavia should win the Heisman because it's the best story. I mean, honestly, I look at it like this: Ohio State's probably where they're at, no matter who their quarterback is, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have a plethora of everybody. We saw Indiana make the playoff without Mendoza last year. Yes, he made them better and led them to a championship. Hell of a season, but we saw Indiana in the playoff last year.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah Love, a running back, probably not beating a quarterback, honestly, unless he had an exceptional, 2,000 plus to make the playoff. Then he has that opportunity. For me, Diego Pavia has Vanderbilt at 10-2, something no one ever
Mm-hmm.
thought was ever going to happen in life.
Right.
And not only that,
And he's
he's a household name and a star. When do we ever
yeah,
see
he
a star
plays
at Vanderbilt?
with that kind of swagger too. Like we've seen good players there, but like
Yeah,
no
but I
one
mean,
like
before him, the biggest known person was Jay Cutler. I mean, he's more
Jay
known as
Cutler or
an
yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, yeah. As much as he can be annoying, as much as I think he needs to go ahead and get a job already, man. Uh, quit suing the NCAA. Quit trying to play college. I get it. I should have stayed in college longer, but
Yeah.
damn.
But I think for me, he checks all the boxes. The best story,
Yeah.
the most important to his team. He changed the whole culture of a program. Do
Mm-hmm.
you think that Georgia gets one of the best quarterbacks in the country? I mean, Vanderbilt gets one of the best quarterbacks over Georgia if Diego Pavia is not in Nashville? Absolutely.
Mm-mm. Nope.
He, he's completely changed the culture. I mean, of course, the coach and everybody else helped with it, but Diego Pavia
Yeah,
was the
obviously.
difference
Yeah.
maker in all this. To me, he's a runaway winner. The rest of the candidates, to me, probably great guys. They're boring. He's the
Yeah.
story maker. He's the one that if, you don't even have to be the biggest college football fan to know who Diego Pavia is.
Mm-hmm.
90% of America, those other dudes could walk past you and you're not knowing who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
Yeah. I mean,
that's just
no, I picked Jeremiah Love before the season, but like
yeah,
I said, I just don't. If he had been closer to like 2,000 yards
yeah.
or
And they make the
maybe
playoff.
some more all-purpose yards, I might be like, I might be like, okay, like but I'm fine with Pavia. I'm honestly
I mean,
fine with any 4 of
yeah, I
them.
mean, all of
But
them have.
Pavia or Mendoza, I'm okay with.
Yeah,
It's fine.
they got an argument
Yeah,
for any of them there.
yeah,
But the thing with the love too, I mean, some of it he can't even control it. I mean, if they're doing passing plays, hell, what can he do?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah. So now that the regular season, the conference titles are over,
Yeah.
why don't we go back and look at our predictions from
Oh
August?
Lord.
Oh, yes, right. Let's go ahead to alphabetical. The American, Greg, you had Memphis. Unfortunately, that was wrong. Me, I had Tulane. Called that one.
Ding,
Hot
ding,
damn.
ding.
Look at that. Yeah, right? Ding, ding. Got a winner there. All right. ACC, we both both really wrong. Both had Clemson as champ. So that was a miss. Greg, you did have Duke as your surprise team in ACC. So
Half a
nailed that one. Yeah, half a point. I had Stanford, missed swing and a miss there. Big swing and a miss. Disappointment, I had Syracuse. I think I nailed that one.
Yeah.
Granted, that injury to the quarterback maybe changed things, obviously. But Greg, you had Miami. I'd give you a half a point for that. They didn't even make the title game again.
Yeah.
They did lose a couple of weird ones. The
Everybody-
SMU loss and who was the other team they lost to?
They lost a Friday night at home to Louisville, which ended up
That's right. Yeah.
way worse after Louisville kind of fell apart at the end of the year.
Yeah, so a little bit. They did make the playoffs, so you'll get that. Big Ten, I was one of the fools that had Penn State. You had Ohio State, so close. Surprise teams, I had Wisconsin, again, a big old swing and a miss on my surprise team there. You had Nebraska, which,
Yes.
yeah.
Fell apart at the end of the
Yes,
season.
Yeah. I had another big miss with my disappointment. I had Indiana. Not a disappointment at all.
They exceeded expectations. They passed last year.
Yeah, they blew past last year. Greg, you nailed it. I think you called it Illinois your disappointment. I think you got that right. They were just ranked too high. Yeah. They were just ranked too high to begin with, and they showed that flash where they blew out Duke. Was that who they blew out? Yeah.
Week 2, they really looked good going into Durham and dominating, and then I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It was an Indiana game that really blew toward their season apart. Would they lose like 66 to?
Oh, yeah, 63-10 or something crazy like that.
Going into that game, it was like, this might be a hell of a game. This is gonna be fun to watch. No, Indiana said absolutely not. Change the channel.
Yes, no, thank you, sir. Big 12. I had Arizona State, swing and a miss there. You had Kansas State. So a disappointing season for the Illini, or excuse me, for the Wildcats.
Absolutely. Starting from you know it's gonna be a long season week 1 when you got family fighting each other in Ireland.
Yeah.
Not even like other people within the family itself.
Right? Like, what you doing, guys?
Oh man.
Surprise team, I had Kansas, not quite.
They were 5-6.
Yeah. You had TCU.
No, they were hidden.
Yeah.
The win over Houston at the end, I was kind of impressed they did that because Houston, that was a good one for TCU. But definitely off there. And I know my disappointing one is I missed, but I always thought it was going to be missed if they didn't make the playoff. Was the only reason I put Texas Tech.
You had Texas Tech, which they did. I had BYU, and they again also proved us wrong.
Yeah.
We both had Liberty Conference USA as a big miss. In the MAC, I had Buffalo. You had Toledo. Those are two misses. Mountain West, I actually did have Boise, so I'll get that one there. And you had UNLV, so close. But
there. Third straight loss the Broncos, though. And the final Mountain West that will look like that.
Yeah, exactly. Now we're going to have two different Mountain West, pretty much. We joked about bringing back the WAC earlier. Why not? I mean, pretty much the Pac-12 is the WAC now, or whatever.
Yeah.
SEC, we both were homers. We both had Alabama. We made the game,
close.
Close. That's where.
Not pretty.
Yeah, that's where it ended.
Yeah.
I say we both got our surprise teams. I had A&M, you had Oklahoma, both in the playoffs.
Wow.
And I think if I remember right, I know I said that a lot of people I kind of thought Texas A&M had a chance
Yeah.
But I think I said that they were going to do better than even that. A lot of people thought, and yeah, they were undefeated until the last game of
The
the
last
regular
game
season. So,
had a hell of a season.
disappointment. I had Vandy, so that's a miss. But you had South Carolina, called that one.
Yeah.
Sun Belt, we both had James Madison, so there's a win there.
Oh,
And the playoff is yet to be seen. I can say I already missed my champ. I had Notre Dame winning, so they're not even going to get a chance. You have Alabama, so still a shot.
that'd be a wild one.
Yeah.
That would be a wild one.
We both missed on our surprise teams. I had Baylor. You had LSU.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You nailed your disappointing team. You had Penn State, and boy, were they ever a disappointment.
I didn't think it was quite that bad.
Yeah. I have Georgia, so probably go with no, seeing as they're getting a bye. I guess the only way they could be a disappointment is if they
Don't win the
lose to Ole Miss or Tulane, I guess. But even then, I mean,
even when you said
if I remember right, I think I said my disappointment would come from them actually missing the playoff, but they didn't. Like we said,
they woke
going
up
into that fourth quarter, that Ole Miss game, it was like, oh man, Georgia's about to have 2 losses before the end of October.
Yeah.
But they turned it on, so I'm probably going to call that wrong. Yeah. And then, like I said, I do have Jeremiah Love as a Heisman. I doubt he gets it, but I have him. And then you had John Mateer, and his injury unfortunately derailed that.
We kind of had a tough season. Sounds
yeah,
for the most part.
Tough season on our predictions. Let's see, I had 1, 2, 3 conference champs, right? You had 1, James Madison.
James Madison, thank you, Dukes.
Yeah, if we're counting surprises and disappointment, you did add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. So you did better than that. I mean, last year we did. I think we did a lot better last year. Let's see. I have it actually pulled up. Let's see. I see a lot more green on last year's sheet. Yeah, a lot more green on last year's. And not as many bad misses. The only bad miss that I see on ours from last year was we both had Utah winning the Big 12, and they were a big time disappointment there.
That's yeah, we had some off ones this year, but a lot of it has to do with how teams performed. And Clemson, you were one.
I was about to say it was just a weird year. It was one of those 2007 years where it's like, all right, everything we thought we knew.
Yeah.
All right, let's see where we at. About an hour and a half. Cord, let's real quick tear through the NFL. Tough loss Thursday for your Cowboys.
Kind of expected. I mean, we just, kind of in Detroit. I mean, the defense did us no favors. They couldn't stop a nosebleed when it mattered the most. Couldn't get off the field in key situations. A lot of offense back on. A couple of turnovers. Just an ugly game, but kind of expected.
Yeah.
Going to overtime again. Dude, we're always going to overtime whenever we do our podcast. Have you noticed that? Here we go again.
Oh, we really do we get a lot of overtime games, don't we?
Again. Huh. Interesting.
I don't even want to talk about that fucking Ravens game, man. That's some bullshit. The NFL needs to do something about this catch shit, man. You got me agreeing with John Harbaugh. Like, what the hell? I don't even like that, man. He said his quote was, the NFL catch rule is about as clear as mud. And goddamn if that ain't some accurate shit right there.
Yeah, it's terrible. Absolutely horrible.
One caught the ball, landed, got 2 steps in, but he didn't get his 3rd foot down. So apparently that's bullshit. Because what pisses me off is, say Isaiah Likely was wide open in that scenario, and he catches that ball and goes 1, 2, and then he spikes the ball. Are they going to call it incomplete? No. They're just going to be like, touchdown.
Yeah.
Like, that was bullshit. There was a bullshit penalty early in the game on a field goal that gave Pittsburgh the ball back so they could score a touchdown. There was that weird-ass play where what's his face? Aaron Rodgers got the ball batted and caught it and then lost it, but they said he was actually down,
Yeah,
even though they both had the ball. Like, I don't understand how you could say he was down. He didn't survive the catch.
exactly.
So like, I don't. That should have been a fucking
Exactly.
fumble. That is
It's-
the dumbest.
I,
Like the Ravens again, Lamar was disappointed again. It is obviously that he is hurt and he is not the same right now. That offense is struggling. The line is bad. Although they ran the ball well, they ran the ball for over 200 yards yesterday. So they did what they should have done there. They got King
yeah,
Henry the ball. They just Aaron Rodgers played a great game. I'll give him
yeah,
that. He was making some like vintage Aaron Rodgers,
yeah,
just dime throws. That last touchdown to Gainwell, where he was just wide ass open, that was a defensive bust.
yeah, absolutely.
If the Ravens had someone in the flat there, that's a
Yeah,
fourth down stop. And
right.
but that game just damn.
Yeah,
And the crazy thing is, the Ravens still have a shot to win the division, but man, their last 4 games are tough. They get Cincinnati again, they get Pittsburgh again, and then they get the Patriots and the Packers. So
Jesus.
they could somehow regain form and win out and finish 10-7, or they could lose all and finish 6-11. So who the hell knows?
Yeah, it's tough.
The Colts, a big one there. They lost Danny Dimes, Daniel
Yeah,
Jones for the season to Achilles, ruptured Achilles, and
that's
all of a sudden, the Jags are in prime, looking good.
yeah,
Prime playoff spot. Packers outlasted the Bears in a good one. Packers take over the
North.
NFC North. A rough loss for the Bears. They went from the 1 seed to the 7 seed.
Yeah, that is crazy. One loss,
NFC is
one
NFC
loss
is the
does
conference
crazy
this
as
year.
wild.
Yeah, NFC is for sure the big conference this year.
Yeah.
Texans and Chiefs Sunday night. Texans big win. The Chiefs, man, losing record.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Crazy, man.
It's been a while since
And
we've seen the Chiefs down. And the thing is, like, I get it, like, but the thing is, it's not even. You could, people point, oh, they were losing 3 offensive linemen. Them fools were dropping passes. They just look like a bad football team.
yeah, I mean, it looks
They're
like
just, they just look like a
yeah.
team that, and we kind of thought this going into the season. The way that they lost the Super Bowl, you almost felt things might be a little different this year. They're not invincible anymore. People are not, now that Philly cracked that code at the Super Bowl because it wasn't a close game and they blew them out. I don't think people are scared of Kansas City anymore. In
No,
past seasons,
yeah,
the Texans aren't going in on Sunday night and winning at Arrowhead and looking
no,
confident doing it. They look confident. They had no fear of the Chiefs last night. The Chiefs had a hell of a run, but I think it's over, honestly.
yeah. I think they need to do some major roster restructuring because it's not like Pat Mahomes is in his late 30s. Like he's still, I mean, is he
He's still
even
young.
30 yet? Yeah, young
He,
30s at worst.
yeah. So, I mean, he still has a lot of time. But obviously, they got to make a decision of what they're doing with Kelsey. They definitely need to revamp that offensive line some. And honestly, that wide receiver room, they've gotten lucky that it hasn't imploded on them before because they've had some terrible production.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just it's looking rough there. I'm not even sure who they finish with schedule wise, but let's see. I don't think it's easy, but yeah, man. The Bills survived. Joe Burrow is
Crazy,
definitely
man.
looking like he's
Yeah.
fine. Crazy game, but the Bills survived to get their ninth win. They get the Patriots next week, I believe. They try to catch them in the division.
Yeah.
But let's see, Chiefs. Going back to that. Chiefs have the Chargers next week, and then at Titans, Broncos, and then at Raiders to end the year.
Well, they
So
should win 2 of them, but
yeah,
the Raiders are terrible. The Titans are terrible. But they did.
yeah. Although good for them,
They,
get their second win yesterday.
yeah.
Yeah.
But even a bad Chiefs team, you would think beats those two. Chargers and Broncos, man, they might both get the sweep.
That's tough. Yeah, it's the way that, like you said, the way the Chiefs are looking right now, it's crazy that we could potentially have a playoff where both the Ravens and Chiefs are out of it completely.
And they've been a stronghold recently of
Yeah.
teams that
Mm-hmm.
you want to see that matchup. And we might,
Yeah,
yeah, might not.
exactly. Yeah, you want to see some combination of them and Buffalo. Two
Yeah.
of those three in the title game. But
But it's,
um,
you know, when you don't have a dog in the race like me in the AFC at all, I think it's good to
hmm
get a switch up every now and again. We know we're going to see a
oh
lot
yeah,
of new
no,
blood in the AFC there. I mean, we're going to have
hmm
Patriots, Broncos, I mean, Chargers. I mean,
yeah,
it's
the
the
Jags. I mean, yeah,
Jags. Yeah, so the AFC is just a lot of new teams, and I'm fine with that. I like the stories. With Josh Allen going up against Pat, or you know, either one of those going up against Lamar. But
hmm
sometimes you want to see something new. But that's just me as
yeah.
an outsider, and I get it. If you're a Chiefs
No,
fan, a Ravens fan, of course you want your team in there. But yeah,
no, I get it. Yeah, no, it's totally sensible. That's like for years, in the college game when people were tired of Bama, Clemson, or whatever. Like I get it from the outside, but also like, man, suck it.
yeah,
uh, but yeah, like we said, on the other side, it's the NFC is looking just so good right now. So the Rams take over number one seed. They back to
dude,
their winning ways.
you have to. Yeah, everybody that's a playoff team right now has an amazing record in the NFC. Like,
Except for the NFC South.
yeah, well, yeah, the South. But I mean, every other team that's fighting for a thing, you have to have a good record to get in the playoff this year. Like
hmm
I like if Dallas wins the rest of their games, which is possible based upon schedule, based upon how we play, who knows, it's up in the air. We can end up 10-6-1 and probably not make the playoff.
I bet say it's tough right now. Your seven seed is the Bears at 9-4. Like we said, they were one seed before that loss.
That just shows you
The
how crazy
Lions right now,
C is right now.
yeah, yeah, the Lions are sitting on the outside right now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like we said, the Bucks, they're still struggling. They're technically tied on record with the Panthers right now. But how crazy would that be if Bryce Young and the Panthers made the playoffs, man?
Nice showing in the
Uh
Panthers after all the shit that he's had to do.
huh.
But as of right now, I
I
mean, you
hope.
got Rams at 10-3,
hmm
Green Bay 2 9-3-1, Philly 8-4, and who knows how this game's going to end tonight. They could go to 5.
hmm
Tampa's in kind of by default right now, but I mean,
hmm
7 is. The NFC South always does this shit where they have a terrible champion.
Yeah, right.
Um,
Who have Philly and Detroit played?
I thought they did. Did they play?
Do you
I'm have to
who
look.
won that game? I'm looking at because depending on who won that head to head, they would be the.
But it's crazy anytime you have
Let's see.
a 10-3 Seattle team at fifth, and then their sixth and seventh are 9-4 Niners and Bears. Just
Eagles won
wild.
that. Eagles did beat the Lions head
They
to
did.
head. Yeah. Which is crazy because if they actually looking at this, if the Eagles lose it, they'll be 8-5, and I guess they will keep the 3 seed, right? Because you guys are about right behind them in the
Division.
division, right? Yeah, that's
We're
okay. Yeah,
six
so
and
they would keep
six,
the 3 seed.
so
Yeah,
they would keep the 3 seed for now. That
yeah.
now to me, if there's an argument to be had about teams in playoffs, at some point, man, like if all the good teams are in one division,
hmm
why do we keep on having like a division champion like the NFC
The
South keep getting these home games in the playoffs, and they should at least be going on the road.
no, no, I agree. I think the NFL's got the opposite problem with college, or the divisions are too small in the NFL. Like 14 divisions, you get just naturally you're going to have these divisions where the champ. I mean, look at the AFC North this year. It's possible the champ's going to be 8-9.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, or worse. Who knows? See, I think I've always thought the NFL should scrap the conferences and just go 4 8-team divisions.
Interesting.
And then just kind of do like your 4 division champs, get bids, and then do the rest however many number you want.
Right.
Just take the best records after that. But again, we talked about NFL is just wild this year, man, and it's every week. It's you never know.
Yeah, every week something shocks the hell out of me. Like,
Yeah.
but
Coming up next week, let's see. Hey, we're getting down. Yeah, now we're getting to the nitty-gritty. But all these games are important. Something's going to happen.
they've already done
Thursday
some.
night,
They already did a flex. They did the Ravens. I forget what Ravens, and they flexed into the
Ravens and Pats 2 weeks now. They put on Sunday night and took out Cincinnati and Miami. Yeah. Next week, Tampa Bay tries to get back on track. Thursday, they host the Falcons. A big one, AFC North. The Ravens go at Cincinnati. Chargers visit Kansas City. We mentioned Buffalo visits New England. So some big look at Jalen. Some big divisional matchups there. You got, let's see, Green Bay at Denver. That's an interesting big one. Interconference. The Lions play the Rams in Los Angeles. That should be a shootout.
That's a huge Lions.
Yeah. Carolina, a chance they go to New Orleans. New Orleans got that win over the Bucks this week, but
no way they get
can
2
Carolina. I'm about to say, can Carolina go into the dome and keep their playoff hopes alive? The Colts without Danny Dimes. There was reports today they were trying out.
Phillip Rivers is coming to. He's got 28.
44-year-old Phillip Rivers. Yeah, he's got mouths to feed.
Yeah, he has to get some. The NFL money's starting to run out a little bit.
Yeah, so they'll have their first games. They visit Seattle, tough one there, and then your Cowboys get Minnesota at home on Sunday night. So,
we got to win that. But
Jalen making a tight window throw there.
But who knows how that's gonna go?
Yeah. Then you even got Monday night. You got a surprisingly spry Miami Dolphin team going up against to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they're surprisingly been playing decent football as of late. It just started off so bad for the Dolphins. But
yeah,
I guess everybody in Baltimore is a huge Dolphins fan Monday, as long as you guys can beat the Bengals on Sunday.
I'm at this point between just that dumbass. I mean, obviously the start to the season, but then the embarrassing loss on Thanksgiving, and now this referee bullshit. I've hit my point where I do in some of these Raven seasons, where I'm like, man, just get me to the off season and.
Can we please fire him?
Yeah.
Our ways.
We don't have to fire him. Just we can do one of these things where if we mutually agreed to leave, or hell, let him say he wanted to go somewhere. Let him go coach college or some shit. He'd probably be a great college coach, man. But yeah, that's it. NFL, it's fun. Bama hoops. Let's switch gears real quick. Tidy up some things. Good week for them. Win over Clemson midweek, ACC, SEC challenge, and then blew out UTSA yesterday.
Everybody was missing from the Clemson game. I thought that was a good win.
Yeah, tough win, and held on in the second half. Looked great in the first half, and then Clemson.
In the first half, they had a little comeback, but I mean, we're missing their guards and missing Reitzel, who came back yesterday, but we're going to need everybody healthy for this coming up week. On Saturday, we got Arizona, number 1 team in the country now, Arizona.
Big, yeah. Arizona team looking good. Beat the hell out of Auburn.
Keeping it just college basketball, some of the losses have been wild. Iowa State went into Purdue and beat the hell out of Purdue. Absolutely obliterated Purdue. And then the other one that really has people pissed off in Lexington is, Gonzaga went to Nashville and beat the hell out of the Wildcats. And I would say right now, Mark Pope is probably not the most popular guy in the world.
I'm about to say there are people calling for his head already, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that talk like this ain't Kentucky I mean, DeMarcus Cousins got on there talking about this ain't
Yeah.
Kentucky basketball.
Oh,
Boogie. Oh man,
oh, it's tough.
it is
They're,
rough right now, Kentucky. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if you're listening to this and not familiar with Kentucky basketball, it's pretty much Alabama football, but on the basketball side. If it's not the
Yep.
championship, it's fucked up.
Yep.
Someone needs to get fired. Obviously,
I mean, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's been what 10 years since they won a title, so that's
yeah. Well, it's been since
the
2012 since they won the title.
2012 that long. Damn, I was about to say. Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Was it 15? Was the year they were undefeated and got
15 when
beat
they
by
went
Wisconsin,
undefeated and
right?
then lost Wisconsin in the national semifinals. Yeah,
Right. Yeah. Who
yeah. But
ended up winning
2012,
that year? Was that a Duke win? Was that a
that
Duke
was
win that
Duke.
year?
Yeah, that was last time
Yeah,
Duke won
Duke
the
beat
title.
Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um.
but yeah,
Yeah. So
no,
you can imagine the natives are restless in Lexington, man.
yeah, some very unpleasant there. And honestly, they don't even have football to really lean on anymore, though they do get a new coach there. Mark, that's the thing that happened right as we were starting our show last week. We kind of missed just because of the timing of
Yeah.
it. It was so weird that they waited so late in the game to fire Mark Stoops. You thought it was coming,
Mm-hmm.
but because that Louisville loss was terrible.
Uh. Yeah. It was. Yeah. They just got
But
the
now
hell beat out of
but
them, and
it'll be interesting. I mean, they got Will Stein, who's from Kentucky, of course, the offensive coordinator at Oregon, so obviously he knows offense. That'd be interesting how that
yeah.
works out for him in Lexington.
Yeah, I think that's a good hire. Yeah, we missed that, and then we already mentioned Matt Campbell is going to Penn State from Iowa State. That kind of happened later in the week. There was something
For
else that happened like Tuesday morning or something.
as bad as Penn State handled the whole thing, considering they were the first team to fire their coach, that's a hell of
Mm-hmm.
a hire, considering
Mm-hmm.
everything that didn't happen for Penn State.
I about to say, considering all the rumors, and who they might have missed on, and they were first team to fire, like you said, and the last team to hire of the big ones anyway.
Yeah,
Tulane is going to get they're promoting their passing game
yeah.
coordinator. His name's blanking me at the moment. But a guy with former head coach experience.
I do
Charles
think
Huff is going to Memphis
I think
from
that's a
Southern
great
Miss.
hire for the Tigers. Kind of, I think
Yeah.
that keeps
Mm-hmm.
them a good team. And because really, I mean, he kind of fell off at the end there, but Southern Miss was in a bad spot, and he made
Mm-hmm.
them look decent. And he made Marshall look decent, and that was just a
Mm-hmm.
weird. I still don't understand how that situation didn't get resolved itself. Why you didn't extend that man's contract? But anyway, I think a
Yeah.
great hire for
Marshall messed
Memphis.
up. Yeah.
A great hire for Memphis. I think he keeps Memphis as one of
Mm-hmm.
those on that line of almost a premier G5 team that's always going to be in the talk because I think
Mm-hmm.
he's a good coach.
No,
Uh,
yeah, I think he was a really good coach. I think we talked about Tulane. They're hiring the passing game coordinator. But what a play!
wow.
Oh, who was that? That two athletic plays, a tip ball interception here for the Chargers to win the game in overtime. It
Oh,
looks like is that
beautiful.
Tony Jefferson?
Beautiful.
Tony Jefferson got the pick. Greg, happy as
Beautiful.
a Cowboys fan here.
Yes.
I, I, I didn't see who got the deflection. That's probably not a ball Jalen should have thrown there,
No.
but let's see. Jefferson gets the pick. Who got the deflection? Because that was the real athletic play on
Deflection
that,
was
man.
amazing. That was
Yeah.
something else.
Oh,
Wow. Crazy.
big win for the Chargers. They improved to 9-4.
9-4.
Like we said, Eagles fall to 8-5, still in first place in the NFC East,
We're
but
right there.
one game closer. Is that Hart? Hart got the deflection, man.
Yeah. Beautiful.
They got this replay now, and that is good. Yeah, good job. Oh, I mean that's just yeah. It's Jalen probably had to put that one up high to get it over him there. Good play and a
But
great
still
catch
a
by
great.
Jefferson
I
there.
mean, that's still a hell of a damn play. Not every safety,
Oh no, yeah,
not everybody's making that. I mean, that's just oh
no,
phenomenal.
that's a great play. Yeah,
And then
you
for him to
said
be right
Jalen
there
probably
for
should
the
have took the tight end there. Yeah,
yeah,
but
but for him to actually be there to catch it is even crazier because I mean it's one thing to deflect
mm,
it, but him to be in the perfect spot, he's kind of falling,
to catch
you're
it.
able to
Yeah,
make the catch. I mean that's wow,
yeah.
that's a tough tough way for Jalen's game to end. That's the only thing that I don't hate the Eagles as much as I used to, just because of who's on the team.
I'm about to say so
The
many
hate's
Alabama
there.
players on the
The
team now.
hate's there, but it's not as it
Mm-hmm.
was. But anytime they lose is a good day, especially since it means something this year. But back to the college, I do think it's really interesting that Billy Napier is a James Madison. I think that's a phenomenal hire.
That's what I'm trying to think of. Yeah. Yeah, we saw what he did at Louisiana down in Lafayette.
Yeah,
Great small time coach. I think JMU. It's interesting. I've seen a bunch of Florida fans joke online like, just make him hire offensive coordinator, please.
yeah,
But yeah, I think it's a good hire. I think it's a good place for him to bounce back. I think it probably keep a strong
yeah.
JMU strong program going there.
What they're called? Do you really? Now, we said this the last time, and I know we wonder why the hell Kirk Cincinnati went to Indiana. Obviously, we were way off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I want to go to UCLA right now.
Yeah, that's. He was a California kid, right? Like
Yeah, I think so.
Bob Chesney there.
But
I think that probably
I
has something.
don't know.
Man,
It's a
I
tough.
agree with man. Unless UCLA gave me a promise that they were really going to invest in football,
I'm not going.
because
The
and
people don't give a damn. That's. I
yeah,
mean,
the Rose Bowl's great, classic, but honestly, the stadium itself's kind
it's
of not the
dilapidated.
best stadium. And yeah, it's a beautiful place, but it's also 30 miles from campus or something.
Yeah. I
They're
mean,
trying to get to SoFi, which is closer. But if
we've
any
seen the
school,
crowds.
yeah, if any school needed an on-campus stadium to me, damn, it's
UCLA
UCLA.
badly.
I don't know what the space is there. I don't know how feasible that would be. But man, them and then Miami getting something closer to
Yeah,
just bring back the old Orange Bowl, honestly.
something.
But yeah, that
I
was an
mean, I
interesting
don't
move.
have
But
to look at the
mhm.
yeah, UCLA campus. I can't say I'm familiar with how it looks per se, but you got to figure something out because this Rose Bowl thing is not working. Every week to have
No,
10
and
people in the stands is embarrassing.
it is, and you wonder, is SoFi Stadium going to help it that much?
No,
I mean, they'll get the luxury suites and stuff, I guess,
it's
but
not going to help. It's going to look stupid as well. What they need to do is kind of do what SMU did. SMU has that on. They built that stadium on thing. They're in Dallas. I mean, it's a bigger city. You build a 30, 40,000 seat stadium on campus, and then you might make that look good.
yeah, and do the old Alabama thing where they used to play big games in Birmingham, play a game or two a year in SoFi or something like that,
Yeah. You
or the
play.
Rose Bowl, like that.
When I don't know when Ohio State comes to town,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so far the Buckeye fans will show up.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Did SMU play in the Cotton Bowl back in the day? Is that
A
what they
long
did?
time ago, dude. I mean,
Yeah. Um,
yeah. They played in the Cotton Bowl. They played in Texas Stadium for big games when they were rolling in the '80s. And then they used to have a small stadium on
yeah.
campus. I remember going to a lot as a little kid. Um, and the funny thing about that is, as a little kid, it was when I started really remembering football, the late '80s, early '90s, and I didn't know, about all the why is SMU so bad every Saturday? Not understanding the whole death penalty thing. I'm like, we go every week and they just get their head knocked off and they just look terrible. Why are they so bad? Yeah, it's so funny
I
now.
remember I remember wanting them to be better. Like it's not like you never see them on national TV, but I remember like especially like the first couple of college football video games. But as a little kid, it's because I'd see them and I kind of would wish they would win. Because the little like the rec team, the Pee Wee team that I played on was the Mustangs, and we just had SMU's uniforms.
Yeah,
The red, white, and blue with the pony on the side.
right.
And so I saw that and I was like, hey, man, it's the Mustangs. Like I wanted them to win. But
Yeah.
Yeah, it was rough. But now,
They were bad.
as we said, we've been saying pretty much since we started this podcast, like this is a fan base and a program itching to be
Yeah.
back on the big stage. And
And they've proven that. I mean, they could have very well been a playoff team if they hadn't choked away their.
I bet say that that crazy Wake loss and then the Cal
Cal.
loss at the
Oh,
end of the that was the one that did it.
that did it. Because I put
Because
they,
they would have been in the ACC title game, right?
yeah, I
Yeah,
think they would beat Virginia. I think they get in. But
I agree. Yeah.
they messed up their own thing. But yeah, they're
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, back to Bob Chesney. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
maybe he has the Signetti style, but I don't know. It's- They just don't care. Like there's just a certain attitude in LA.
Yeah.
If it's not top of the world, no one messes with
Mm-hmm.
you unless it's the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's only because there's so many stars who want to be cool and get seen at the game. And man, probably
Mm-hmm.
the Dodgers, even though they win, of course, win a lot. But the point is, it's tough in LA. There's 1,000 other things to do, and people are
Mm-hmm.
fair weather fans. If you're not winning, they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And if they are going to
Yeah,
pick
man.
a team, if you don't necessarily connect it to a team other than you live in the LA, who wouldn't pick USC over UCLA right now?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's way cooler. you know, they've been relevant in some sense. Yep. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just a tough situation. I I probably would have never made that move, but hey, we said this, I said the same thing about Kirk Cincinnati, and look at him now.
Yeah, exactly.
And
So who
then
knows? Yeah, maybe he knows something we don't. Maybe UCLA does have some promises lined up to spend some more money and get in on the NAL. Because I mean, man, they are some of my favorite uniforms in the game too. It's
and I mean they've had history before. I mean it's not like they've been
mm-hmm.
a purple program forever. I mean in the 80s and 90s, 80s. I
Yeah.
mean late 80s they were legit. I mean when they had Trey and stuff, they were super legit.
Mm-hmm.
They had some good teams in
Yeah.
the 90s. I mean they were almost in the national championship game before. Was that the 96, 90s? Whenever Miami
Was
went
it?
out there in December and beat them, and it was a big upset.
Yeah. Yeah.
UCLA was really good at that point.
Because then was it 98 they returned the favor and beat Miami in the
Yeah,
Orange Bowl.
yeah,
They were like the first team in like 5 years. No, that was Washington that broke that big winning streak. But no, yeah, UCLA they had that big upset of the then number 3 Alabama in 2000 in the
oh,
first game. Of course,
oh
we
God,
learned that Alabama team was not deserving
horrible.
of the
Yeah.
number 3
Well,
ranking.
not gonna be.
Uh,
Yeah,
but yeah, no, they had their heyday like the 80s. I think they were a big thing in the 70s.
yeah. They've had
They
moments.
along with, and I think we've probably talked about it before. But they along with Texas A&M are kind of those like biggest like underachieving just based on like location
Yeah,
and
what they
name
could be.
brand and yeah like
Yeah,
yeah there's no reason UCLA probably they should probably have a couple more national titles, conference titles under their name, but is what it is in in general in their athletic program because and they've been struggling on the hardwood too.
yeah. I mean, realistically, I mean, the best thing right now on the national level, I mean, is the women's basketball team is super legit, and they've
Mm-hmm.
had some good baseball and some good softball teams. You got to think about it.
Yeah.
If people don't give a damn about your college football team, you
Mm-hmm.
think in LA they give a damn about college baseball or college softball?
No.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
So
Um,
even those winners, those are not. It's not in the SEC. Let's just say.
yeah.
Let's just. There's not
But
the love. The other interesting thing that I did see today, and I saw it coming about yesterday, Brent Pry going back to Virginia Tech as a defensive coordinator.
yeah, that is weird. Brent Pry, of course, fired as head coach of Virginia Tech this year, but will now rejoin the team as their defensive coordinator. James Franklin hiring him.
Now they
That
have a
is,
long connection. I get that.
yeah, they're friends. They have
And I
history,
get
but
that he
damn,
was
that's
the
weird,
defensive
man.
coordinator at Penn State, and he had a defense going. But can you really ever go back as a coordinator after being the man and get fired. I don't know. That's weird, but he, hey, if he's good with it,
That is, yeah, I'm about to say that's a hell of a sales job by James Franklin. But then also it's a risky move because if the defense starts out slow next year, there are going to be so many people asking James Franklin, like, what the fuck were you thinking, man? Like, why? Like, so, I mean,
yeah.
I don't think, honestly, I haven't paid close attention to Virginia Tech under Brent Pye, so I don't know if defense was the problem. I don't
I
think it
don't
was. I think
think
offense was the
I think
bigger.
his offense was the bigger problem. But hey, I think James Franklin knows what he's doing. He has I think James Franklin when first got hired by Brent Pry's dad for something. So they have a long family connection. So he knows it better than us. So I'll take a word with him. I still think that's the winner of the offseason is the
James
whole.
Franklin of Virginia Tech.
Oh, I think that's just
Yeah.
if that doesn't work out to what I think it could be, I would be shocked.
No, I think that's a really good hire. I think he gets them back to respectability and probably
Maybe
ACC
maybe
title, at least in appearance. Yeah.
I mean, I think they're back year 2 or 3. I think that we're talking about a legitimate old school what we used to see Virginia Tech at. I think it's going to be pretty quick transformation there. Do we have any?
But yeah, let's.
Uh,
What's up?
I was saying, was there anything else? I guess the biggest thing, of course, last week was Matt Campbell. I just don't know. Matt Campbell's a great hire. I just don't know. Can he be any better than what they just fired? That's the
I'm
question.
about to say it's a question that, yeah, we're gonna have to answer because what he did at Iowa State was nothing short of great. That's not a team with a great rich history.
All right.
He took in
Like,
some of
how
their
does that
best seasons in
transform?
school history. But yeah, can he make the step up? And that's the
Right.
question, or did they
What
just
the
hire another
expectations?
James Franklin? I'll tell you a
Do they
football
feel like
game that we haven't talked about. We should talk about is Illinois State going to North
yeah,
Dakota State and
yeah,
upsetting the Bison in the FCS playoffs,
yeah.
29-28. Huge upset, like
Huge.
monumental upset.
And we're not even talking the national championship game or something.
Yeah, and in the quarterfinal or second round, I guess the quarterfinals
Yeah.
coming up. No, yeah, absolutely crazy. They'll advance to play 8 seed UC Davis. You got
Wow.
2 versus 7 with Montana State and Stephen F. Austin. You
So
got
see, college
Montana, the
football
3
fans,
seed. What?
college football fans that don't think any upsets can ever happen. Look at that.
There you go, man. If North Dakota State can lose, then anybody can
Anybody
lose,
can
man.
lose.
I mean, yeah,
Absolutely.
especially at home.
Yeah.
3 seed Montana, they will play 11 seed South Dakota. South Dakota, the last hope for the Dakotas. Villanova, 12 seed, they technically pulled an upset over 5 seed Lehigh. They play 4 seed Tarleton State, so that's where you're at there. Division II, got to give a shout out to my mom's partner, boyfriend. Man, they're not married. They both had enough of marriage. They're cool. It just still feels weird saying my mom's boyfriend when they've been together for 20 some years now. I don't know. It feels weird saying boyfriend about 60-year-olds,
Yeah.
whatever. However old my mom is. How old is she? I don't even know how old I am. But anyway, shout out to his hometown team, Kutztown, or his alma mater, I believe, too. I can't remember. 2 seed in the Division II playoffs. They are advancing to the semis.
Nice.
And they're beating the hell out of people to beat Frostburg State 51-29. Frostburg State out in Western Maryland is the college where all the kids in my high school went to party out of. It's like in the middle of nowhere, Western Maryland.
Nice.
Like seriously, like half the people that go there, you would come back the first summer, after freshman year, and you'd be like, oh man, how's it going? They're like, yeah, I'm taking community college classes now.
Yeah.
I party a little hard, but yeah, that's all chalk in Division II. You got Ferris State, the 1 seed, Kutztown 2, Newberry 4, and Harding 3. Division 3, was there a big upset there this weekend? There was something. I guess they're not technically seeded, but they're in the quarterfinals. I think, John Carroll beat Mount Union. Of course, Mount Union's like the big beast there, so they move on. And then I think your current big boy is like Wisconsin River Falls. I think they're up there, north central Illinois. I don't know. Shout out to Johns Hopkins, Baltimore represent right there. Lacrosse powerhouse, making it to the playoff quarterfinals. But yeah, that's everything I have in my notes. Nothing really of note in the NBA going on. Zion Williamson's injured. What's new? So yeah, anything else world of sport you want to touch on? Anything we missed?
I think we've run the course, and even the thing even asked me if I was still here.
Well, that's probably our sign then to go, folks.
Yeah.
I know. Congratulations to the winner of our Taking on Sports pool, my mom.
She came back. She fell out of first place, I saw, and then she came back.
She did. She fell out. Came back. She had Duke, and the guy, I don't know whoever is in second, Ertl, whoever that is, had Virginia. So it all rode on the ACC title game. In both the pick'em pools, in the Alabama Take, the Confidence Point pool. Friend of the Take, sometimes taker Brian Oliu actually won on the same thing. It came down to the Duke Virginia game. He had Duke, and
who knew that the ACC championship game carried so much pool and everything?
Right,
everything
so important. As far as our taking bets column went, I think I haven't done the math, but I'm pretty sure that the Rams win yesterday got me back to 500 on the season. So broke even, which is all anybody can do.
That's all you can
hope to do. Yeah, all you can hope for. Greg, just a couple games behind us.
Yeah, just a few. One or two.
Just a few. But, it's that time. We've been here 2 hours. Let's go ahead and get out of it. Like we said, we'll preview the games, the college football playoff games next time. We'll talk a little Army, Navy, talk a little NFL, I'm sure. See if anything's gone on. MLB free agency might be starting to heat up. Who knows? World Cup draw real quick. That's what we could talk about. The U.S. drew Australia, Paraguay, and then a winner of the UEFA playoff, which will be one of Turkey, Kosovo, Slovakia, and Romania, I think. So really good draw. About as good as you could hope for if the U.S. Great draw.
Better come out the pool.
Yeah, but so you got to come out strong.
Absolutely.
But that'll do it. We'll talk, of course, about that when time comes next year. Thank you, as always, for listening. If you're a Notre Dame fan, get over it. If you're a Notre Dame fan, get over it. Thank you always for listening. Check out the AlabamaTake.com for all the whole family of Alabama Take podcast. Subscribe, rate us, like us wherever you listen. Tell your friends about us. Tell your rich friends about us. Holler at us if you want to sponsor. Follow us on the socials. Keep it done up real good yourselves out there, folks. And Greg, buddy, I'll see you next time.
Yes, sir.